Hello, I'm Graham. Welcome back to Man vs Film. Happy New Year, and let's just jump into 10 terrific movies to check out January 2020 on Amazon Prime US. Let's get started. Number 10, What Lies Beneath. Norman and Claire Spencer are a seemingly happy married couple who uncover a terrible secret. A secret so disturbing it threatens to destroy them. When Claire begins seeing ghostly images and hearing mysterious voices in their home, her husband Norman suspects it's just her imagination, until the images turn real. Robert Zemeckis directs, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer star in this fantastic ode to Alfred Hitchcock. It's very much in the kind of effort of, say, Psycho or Rear Window, but with a supernatural element through, and the suspense levels are through the roof. Zemeckis knows exactly what he's doing, how to use the camera and how to get the utmost anxiety and tension out of certain scenes. Take, for instance, the bath scene later on in the movie, which is just downright excruciating to watch. This is a real kind of good adult thriller movie, the kind of thing that doesn't really get made too much, and this is high caliber people doing top of the line kind of work. Number 9, Total Recall. Doug Quaid is haunted by a reoccurring dream about a journey to Mars. He hopes to find out more about this dream and buys a holiday at Recall Incorporated, where they sell implanted memories. But something goes wrong with the implantation, and he remembers being a secret agent fighting against the evil Mars administrator Cohagen. Paul Verhoeven directs, Arnold Schwarzenegger stars in this 1990 classic. What's amazing about it is how the special effects, most of them, still hold up today. The storyline is twisting and turning, and as one of those movies that doesn't have a solid answer, is open to interpretation, which brings me back to the movie consistently because of the action, the irony, one-liners, the great effects, the great storyline. And that, is it or is it not a dream kind of storyline? I'd love to know your thoughts. Number 8, Jack Brooks, Monster Hunter. As a child, Jack witnessed the brutal murder of his family. Now a young man, he struggles with a pestering girlfriend, therapy sessions that resolve nothing, and night classes that barely hold his interest. After unleashing an ancient curse, Jack's professor undergoes a transformation into something not quite human, and Jack is forced to confront some old demons, along with some new ones. Jack Brooks' Monster Hunter was a movie that I always skipped by. The poster looked as if it couldn't live up to what it promised, but surprisingly it did, and it does thanks to some real practical effects. And I've always said practical effects are way better than CGI. So we get these lovely textured monsters that do kind of look a bit fake-ish, but you know that they're real. You know that there's certain people working them. You know there's a lot of creativity going into it. The storyline isn't out of this realm super fantastic. It's by the numbers, but it's incredibly fun, and that's the best thing I can say about this movie. Number 7, Lord of Illusions. As a 12-year-old hostage, Dorothea assists in the brutal murder of her captor Nyx, an evil cult leader with supernatural powers, by his former protege Philip Swan. 13 years later, she seeks the assistance of a detective specialising in the occult when former cult members associated with Swan, now a prominent illusionist, are threatened by Nyx's most loyal and sadistic disciple. Clive Barker's Lord of the Illusions is one of those movies that it never really landed. It kind of skirts by the edges, never quite becoming a cult movie, although it really should have. It's got a fantastic performance by Scott Bakula, the man from Quantum Leap, and amongst other things. Famke Janssen is in this as well, and it has this really twisted kind of element of horror, body horror and terrible things happening, but it's kind of wrapped up in a noirish mystery as this gumshoe goes searching on this evil entity. It is unusual, unique, and really worthwhile checking out. Number 6, Almost Famous. In the early 70s, William Miller is 15 years old and an aspiring rock journalist. He gets a job writing for the Rolling Stone magazine. His first assignment, tour with the band Stillwater and write about the experience. Miller will get to see what goes on behind the scenes of a famous band, including the moments when things fall apart. Moreover, for him, it will be a period of new experiences and finding himself. Almost Famous is a cult classic, and for good reason as well. It's a burgeoning manhood of the main character who we follow as he gets his mentorship, as he discovers these people that kind of lead him down a pathway that just offers so many twisted elements, as well as things full of promise of a life full of adventure and excitement, and he sees it vicariously through the band of Stillwater, who are all super cool guys playing great music who have their own issues as well. Almost Famous is a terrific movie that if you have never seen, you've really got to rectify that. Number 5, The Aeronauts. In 1862, pioneering meteorologist James Glaisher teams up with daredevil balloon pilot Amelia Raines to advance human knowledge of the weather and fly higher than anyone in history, while their voyage to the very edge of existence helps the unlikely pair find their place in the world. This is one of those movies where it's almost real time. The balloon trip here is really something special. And the movie is a little bit trite by the numbers, but every time we are on that balloon, we are with these two characters, we are facing the elements, it becomes exciting, daunting, there is nervous, anxious moments and real tension in it, and it becomes a sort of punch the air, fantastic finale to this thing. The only down point is the bats that aren't really on the balloon, but there aren't too many of them, and it's definitely worth checking out. Number 4, Bumblebee. On the run in 1987, Bumblebee finds refuge in a junkyard in a small California beach town. On the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find her place in the world, Charlie Watson discovers Bumblebee, battle-scarred and broken. I can't say this lightly enough. Bumblebee is the best Transformers movie since the first Transformers movie. Now, that may not be saying much considering I hate 2 to 5 or whatever number it got to. This was something that I struggled to actually put on and watch. I wish I had saw it on the big screen because it's so much fun. The main character of Charlie is enigmatic. The relationship between Bumblebee and her is really fun, and you can see these small adversities that she has to challenge in her life and overcome, as well as Bumblebee's similar kind of challenges that he has as well. It's so much fun. This is what Transformers should be. Number 3, Climax. 20 French urban dancers join together for a 3-day rehearsal in a closed-down boarding school. They make one last party around a large bowl of sangria. Quickly, the atmosphere becomes charged and a strange madness will seize them for the whole night. It seems obvious to some of them that they've been drugged, and now paranoia runs amok. Climax is absolutely a polarising movie. By director Gaspar Noé, who is always coveting this kind of attention. This is a movie you're going to love or you're going to hate, but I just love the dance sequence in this that goes on for several minutes. About 10 minutes into the movie, I think it's fantastic, and just the sheer chaos and claustrophobic and catastrophic things that happen within this small locked-in space is just mesmerising. I can't say that it's a fulfilling or a worthwhile watch. It's strange and ethereal and weird. Sometimes you kind of like that. Number 2, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Dr. Stephen Murphy is a renowned cardiovascular surgeon who presides over the spotless household with his wife and 2 children. Lurking at the margins of his idyllic suburban existence is Martin, a fatherless teen who insinuates himself into the doctor's life. Soon the full scope of Martin's intent becomes menacingly clear when he confronts Stephen with a long-forgotten transaction that will shatter his domestic bliss. The Killing of a Sacred Deer is a wonderfully weird and odd movie. It's not as polarising as Climax, but it is extremely strange. As we come into this doctor's life, we see him interact with the young boy and with his family, with co-workers. You get these strange angles that are used a lot of the time. You get this really weird plotline that's never fully explained, but it's captivating, it's engaging, it grabs a hold of you from the opening scene and does not let you go. You are guessing where this thing is going to end up, and I doubt anybody was going to get the right answer for that. Wonderful filmmaking, challenging, odd but unique. Number 1, Good Time. Connie Nicasse forcibly removes his developmental disabled brother Nick from a therapy session. The two rob a New York City bank for 65 grand. In the getaway car, a iPad explodes, causing the driver to crash. Connie and Nick flee on foot, but Nick is captured. Connie must somehow raise the bail money within the next few hours to get his brother out of jail. Again, another one of these movies that's just set over a night as the tensions and mounting pressure just grows on Connie throughout it. We get a fantastic performance from Robert Pattinson. He really breaks the mold here, does something wonderful and special that I hadn't seen him do before, and this is directed by the Safdie brothers, one of them who plays Nick in the movie as well, and it's just one of those twisting, turning movies that you're not quite sure where it's going to go. You feel as if you're with this character on an almost documentary level, following him through these crazed actions and wacky things that happen. This is a truly special movie that not a lot of people talk about. And with their next movie, Uncut Gems, which is fantastic, again, the Safdie brothers, Good Time is something that must be seen. So there we have it, 10 movies for you to check out this new year. Hope you find something wonderful to watch. Hope you've had a great Christmas. And I will see you the rest of this year with more recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on manvfilm.